Hi, welcome back to another sitting with your hosts, Annie Kwache. Today, I want our session to be quite engaging, and so I'm going to be concentrating more on the questions that have come up, especially with appeals and reviews when people are handling their rejection letters. So I'm just going to pick on some of the few that people have shared with me, and then I'd give a bit of guidance on how to go about it. Let's begin with you receiving a rejection letter that says that um, you haven't been able to prove shared financial responsibilities. And so I would say that if you receive something similar, it will usually come with probably also lack of cohabitation. So this is the opportunity for you to say what are the shared financial responsibility the adjudicator wanted you to take care of. What are you sharing? Do you have kids? If you have kids, are you paying for fees together? Are you buying the groceries together? If it's cohabitation, what exactly do you want to use as factual proof to prove that you are living with your man or your woman in terms of either your life partners or your spouses who are married and living in the same house? What are some of the things that you buy, the gadgets that you buy? Do you usually receive your bills in your names, or is it one person who is rented? Always back this up with affidavits as well. Even if it's a card someone would have sent through to you as a Christmas card or congratulatory card for both of you, something of the sort. I think all these are factual evidences to show that you can prove to an extent. And the reason we do this is because just included, because should your matter end up in court, is a matter of did the adjudicator take into consideration irrelevant considerations or did not take into consideration relevant considerations. Okay, sometimes you will get a rejection letter that may say you are temporary resident and hence you cannot be offered permanent employment. And this is something that we say avoid it if you can. As a temporary visa applicant, you cannot get an offer that would say that they are offering you permanent placement. That only happens when you're bringing your application under permanent residence. So take note of that. And also, your application or the offer should have a date where you're about to start. So it's contingent on a particular date. And then they can then go further and say that they need to also prove the undertakings, because once an employer is employing you, you never know what's going to happen. And it's a must that employers do put in undertakings, even spouses do put in undertakings. What is it that they are undertaking to do? That they will be able to have financial access in terms of good finances to be able to deport you, buy your tickets. That's what I mean. In case or should the need arise that you have to be deported at some point in time, they need to undertake that they would ensure that your visa is at all times valid, and that they would also undertake that they would draw the Director General's attention should you breach any of the conditions of your visa regulations. Um, so I guess those are the undertakings that an employer or a spouse can also do. And then we're looking at the differences also between the relative visa and the visitor's visa 11.6. The relative visa is granted as a condition one to reside with your spouse, but most of the time, because there's no offer of an employment, the second condition would not come with an opportunity to work. So you realize that your visa will state that you're not allowed to work. The visitor's visa grants you the permission to reside with your spouse, but then to allow you the opportunity to work. This particular visa, I have had a lot of people coming back to say that I was rejected. And like I mentioned previously, the rejections are nothing to write home about. And so you need to know that adjudicators are sometimes just trying their best just to, because what the first person refused you, they may not even go through your papers and then refuse you as well. But the question is, after getting all these refusals, getting to the point where you've been asked to depart the country in 14 days, what are you prepared to do? And that is where professionals and legal um, experts come in. Do not be afraid to consult with an attorney or a professional. The same way you're not afraid to consult with a medical professional when you don't feel well, is the same way you need to consult with a legal professional or an attorney. They are there to guide you. They are there to give you the necessary information, the needed advice, and the expect help that you need. Go to them. We don't always say that, because I don't always say, let me, that because I'm your host, always come to me or give me a phone call. No, there are people in the profession who are, indeed can assist you. So if any of them is close by and you can trust their services, go to them for assistance. Not to divert, but also to look at some of the questions or some of the rejection letters that people have drawn my attention to. Is also the issue of fraudulent documentation, fraudulent bank statements, or and even in recent times, people get rejected on the waiver application because it states that you're an asylum seeker, you're allowed to work and study, and therefore I am not able to grant you the waiver because you're able to study. Appeal, take hold of the 10 days, and then go back, because you know that with an asylum seeker temporary permit, one, it's a temporary seeker permit. Two, you have to be renewing it either every 3 months or 6 months. Maximum, you probably will be given a year. If your study requires you to be in the country for 3 years, how convenient it is for you to be paying every year renewing. And those are the areas that you should be tackling when you're going back to appeal or review the decisions that have been taken on your rejection letters. So I'm going to be welcoming more of your questions. I would love to see the rejection letters that are coming through so that I can assist you where I can, and where I would want to recommend you to someone else, I can also do that. But this is a platform that I hope that we can all share what is happening on whatever application we are receiving, so that as skilled and professional foreign nationals, we can together help each other. Yes, the reason why this platform, I always say, was set up is to assist people who are skilled, people who are professionals, people who bring something worthy to the table, so that they can also gain the necessary what you call it, get the necessary information, legalize their stays, get grab onto the opportunities that are around them, then make meaningful impacts. We all want to transfer skills into the economy or the country or the places we find ourselves. And so from me to you, I say have a good day, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be coming your way another time. Bye from me, your host, Annie Kwachi. Bye.